to Wifey podcast. I'm your host, respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast we talk all about dating and relationships in this modern day. Today we have a guest, Justin. Say what's up.
Thanks for having me.
We met today.
We sure did.
First impression, go.
A1 first impression.
Okay, that's good.
I'll be back.
Okay, well that's nice to hear. I got it live, so here we go. I'm just kidding. Okay, so today I wanted to talk all about friends with benefits. I was going to do this episode, and then he wanted to join, so here we are. So what is your take on friends with benefits? Can it work? Can it happen? Have you had one? What are the...
Definitely had one. A couple.
Okay, a couple. One. I had one. A couple.
Definitely had
a handful. Whatever. Who's counting?
Definitely experience in the friends with benefits department.
Okay.
But and with that being said, I definitely think it could work, but like it's not for everybody. And
for sure.
Specific things have to be communicated.
Boundaries have to be
communication
set. Throughout.
Yeah.
The second you catch feelings, cut it.
Yeah.
Also, do not go into it thinking that a relationship is going to form out of it.
That's the biggest thing. So, like, yeah, in my experiences, when girls are trying to, like, conquer me or, like, see me as a challenge and, like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm cool with just, like, hooking up and just being friends. But then, like, you know, down the line, down the line when, like, I'm still, like, on the same
He's like, this sounds great.
Yeah, and then you're over here, like, wanting more. It's like you're just, you know, suffering yourself, like causing yourself to suffer by, like, you know, having expectations that aren't necessarily realistic. Yeah,
no, I think it's definitely, you have to have that in your mind that nothing is going to happen out of this. The second you catch feelings, you have to cancel it.
Yeah, and I think you were saying earlier about, like, the chemical.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So, and also with girls, I feel like the chemical, like the oxytocin,
there you go, oxytocin,
we release a lot more after we have sex. So that is what draws us closer to whoever, because it makes us feel like that chemical release is related to that person, and then we become attached to whoever that is.
Right.
But I also think that, like, okay, so there was a study that they did, like, cuddling after you hook up is what releases even more oxytocin. So don't cuddle if you're not trying to catch feelings.
And that's kind
like
of, like,
huge.
weird. Like, all right, so I see friends with benefits kind of like literally exactly what the terms lie out, like friends. So, like, if you're a woman, I see it exactly how I see my guy friends. But the benefits part just adds that extra nuance that, okay, like, this is a guy friend that, not a guy friend, but you're a friend that has the potential, like, I would have the potential of hooking up with. So, like, personally, I'm never, like, I'm not trying to cuddle with any of my friends. Okay,
so you've never cuddled with any of your friends with benefits?
I can't say that. I can't say that. But I can see how cuddling, you know, led to more feelings to be attached from, like, you know, the women's side with, like, the chemicals and whatnot. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you, from the woman's perspective, if you potentially see yourself catching feelings with this person, like, if you can see a relationship in the cards, I probably wouldn't pursue being friends with
You're going to hurt your own feelings doing it.
Yeah.
The guy's being straight up with you more often than not about his intentions. So... No,
literally.
Or he's just hooking up with you, and that's not a friends with benefits, so you guys are just hooking up, and that might be more of a situationship than anything.
Exactly, because there's literally no chance that I would have, from my perspective, like the guy's perspective, ever caught feelings with any of my friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're somebody that I saw, like, a future with or saw, like, a potential relationship with, that's what I'm pursuing. I'm not really pursuing, like, you know, let's hook up and whatnot. Like, it's more so like, yeah, you're right. Like, we're both, like, attractive, even though, like, you know, you wouldn't be the ideal partner for me. I wouldn't be the ideal partner for you. Yeah. You know, we're still attracted to each other. Might as well, you know, have fun the safe way, the responsible way.
Right. No, but I think a lot of girls, I think that's a huge point, because a lot of girls will go into it thinking like, oh, this will make us closer. This will bring us closer. Sex is not going to bring you closer to any guy, I don't feel like.
Yeah, and it makes sense that you bring up, like, the women's perspective with the oxytocin and the chemicals and stuff, because they're looking at it from their perspective, saying, like, if I'm having sex with a guy, I'm probably going to get closer with him. So it must be the same thing for the guy.
Exactly.
But, like, it's like you said, going back to the chemical part, there's a difference in, like, our biology. And, like, we explicitly lay out the terms objectively, like, okay, this is what it is.
Sex is not going to make you closer.
Like, it definitely isn't. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, like, if a relationship is something you want, like, what is a relationship going to add to what we're already doing? Like, what is me making you my girlfriend going to add to, you know, us already hooking up, us already hanging out and whatnot.
Have you ever gone into it with the expectations of a friends with benefits and then graduated to something more?
Like, I wanted it to graduate to something more?
Yeah, like
you've
changed your mind and you're like, actually, you know, I could see this happening.
No, like literally no. the closest thing I got to that was like maybe I could see like this, like after like literally probably like half a year to a year of like us being friends with benefits, like maybe, but there's just so many other like.
Well, that's a long time.
It is a very long time, and I was still like not even fully convinced that.
But when did she say that she had feelings for you, or did she not?
Probably around that time when I was like I said, going back to the explicit communications, because like before it was like, okay, this is understood, we're just like hooking up, we're still cool. But then once you brought it up to me, that's when like the perspective shift changed in my head, thinking like maybe like this could be something more. But then like it would have took a lot more convincing after that. But like I said before she even brought it up, that wasn't even like a thought in my head. Like could this be like something more? Like it was just business as usual.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, did you guys end things after that, or what happened?
So like, yeah, she like said like, okay, like if that's how you're feeling, I don't really think that, you know, we should pursue this or we should keep doing this, and like I completely respected that. But then
that's fair.
When she's still like hitting me up to hang out as like friends and knowing that like the past half year, you know, we've been that, and then like, you know, knowing what it could lead to. That's exactly what it did. So it's like, I'm not going to necessarily say no. Like, yeah, you know, you told me that, like, we keep doing this. You're going to get feelings. Like, I'm not going to be the one to police your feelings. Like, I'm feeling that you're an adult and you can do that yourself.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You know how you're feeling.
Like, you're not going to hit me up to hang out. Like, I'm not, I'm going to hang out. But, like, I'm not also, exactly. You feel me?
No, so I just, like, I don't feel like friends with benefits work because someone always is either lying to get closer to you or they end up catching feelings. So I feel like you either have to be exclusively just hooking up and that's all you do, or just friends. Because the friends with benefits, let's be honest, it doesn't ever work long term. And I feel like if someone is looking for a relationship,
I can't agree with that because it's working.
For you, but the girl is always catching feelings, right?
There's been girls that didn't catch feelings. I'm specifically like focusing on.
But
you're hanging
out. You're hanging out regularly.
Not necessarily hang out regularly, but part of the same friend group, probably. So, like, we are, like, when we do hang out, you know, we're around each other and shit like that, but we're also around, like, other people in the friend group. But, like, this is really one instance where, like, our friends with benefits caught more, and that was literally just, and she even told me that it's because, like, she wasn't used to not getting what she wanted, so, like, she really did see me as a challenge. She wanted to, like, conquer me, and that was all on her.
Every girl's problem.
she never got mad at me once for, like, not, like, bugging.
Yeah, of course.
She never got mad at me, but, like, it was pretty hard for her to, like...
You're going to hurt your own feelings doing that.
That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so then you think that it can work, but...
I think that it can work, but with the kind of, like, the prerequisites, the requirements. Like, you need to, like, lay out exactly what the expectations are from the jump.
Right.
And I guess the women need to understand that whatever those are is what it is until communicated otherwise. You know, like, down the line, if you're feeling differently, speak up. Like, don't just assume that. I feel like, assumptions are the biggest cause of, like, suffering. Like, you can't really assume that he's feeling the same way you are. You have to, like, bring it up. You have to, like, talk to him.
I feel like that's a lot of women's problems is they just assume that since I'm feeling this way, they should also be feeling this way as well. Or, like, I want to have sex, so this is going to bring us closer. And then assuming that it's going to bring them closer, too, is just not the right way to go about it.
Yeah, no, like, literally from a man's perspective, we need, like... explicit communication.
Yeah, no. Make it crystal clear.
So that, like, you know, when it comes time to check him, like, okay, like, you know, this is what we agreed to. Like, you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You can't really argue that because, you know, men, we're more sort of logical than emotional for the most part. Yeah. So, like, if you break it down to it logically, we're like, we agreed to this and we're not, like, doing that or vice versa. Yeah. Then you have a much stronger case than, like, you know, I'm feeling this way, so you should be feeling this way too. Like.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like, okay, so there's only one time that I ever felt like I've had a friends with benefits, but then I was thinking about it more, and I feel like it's more so a sneaky link. So I wanted to, like, talk about, like, a sneaky link versus friends with benefits.
So what's the difference in your opinion?
Okay, sneaky link, definitely just hooking up but on the low, no one knows about it, and you're just hooking up. The reason why this is our second time recording this.
Yeah, spoiler.
I didn't save the first round.
It was so good, too. It was so good.
So solid. Okay, but yeah, so like I was originally talking to his friend, and he didn't know it at the time, and then we started talking, and then we both were kind of in the same page of like, he can't find out about this because he is like very emotional and whatever. He would be upset if he found out we were hanging out, so let's keep this between me and you. And it was literally just us hooking up, and that is a sneaky link. That's not a friends with benefits. Even though I cared about him as a friend, we didn't hang out as friends.
But would you guys have hung out as friends?
But we
like,
didn't.
Yeah, I know you guys didn't, but like
but
it would have been weird if it was like an ex
difference.
or anything like that. Like if it was an ex, you know, that would have been weird if you guys are in the same vicinity or hanging out, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it would have been fine. But the thing is, we didn't hang out outside of ever. So like, it was what it was. We both had that agreement. But I think that's the difference between a friends with benefits and sneaky link.
So like, I feel like it's kind of both. I've had friends with benefits that were definitely sneaky links. Like, you know, I like to this day.
Okay,
probably
so you were hanging out with them as a friend, and then like no one knew that you were hooking up also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely nobody knew. So that's what I'm saying. I see the. It's just kind of like levels to it for real, in my opinion. Like, you know, there's friends that outwardly hang out in the group, and people will assume like, oh yeah, they're definitely hooking up. There's also the friends like, you know, we hang out and like nobody would even think twice about it. Yeah. But it's still, I feel like, falls under the same category of, you know, someone that you don't see a romantic future with. Yeah. That you're hooking up with. That's how I see friends with benefits. Like, for example, my guy friends, I don't see a fucking romantic future with them.
Yeah, I would.
But I kick it with them.
Some friends I hope not, but I mean, if that's how you go, I'm not mad about it.
But like, that's really the only difference. The only difference between my guy friends and my female friends is that I would hook up with my female friends. Like, there's a potential for me to hook up with my female friends.
Have you ever just been friends with a girl? Because I feel like there's guys that can't. How do you feel about, like, can you be friends with the opposite sex?
Yes, and I feel like, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, and like I'm not the authority on anything because I've been told I'm very different. But I can only speak for myself that I can absolutely be friends with the opposite sex, and completely platonic, you know, no feelings, no hooking up. And
I feel like a lot of guys can't. It's like,
I believe
this is such a debate, just because like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of guys just think with their dicks.
Yeah, I mean that's I'm not arguing that in the slightest. There are a lot of men out there that think with their dicks. Yeah. Well, like me, I'm kind of thinking like past that too. Like,
it's bigger than that.
It's
like,
way bigger than that.
I feel like like there should be like a healthy amount of like, okay, I have girlfriends that are like just friends.
Right. Yeah. No, literally, because there's like also benefits to having female friends.
For sure.
That are other than hooking
different
up.
Perspectives. They can give you advice.
That's my favorite part about
huge.
That's my
so
favorite
good.
part about having female friends. Like, the opposite perspective, knowing how like women actually think. Mm-hmm. Even like the social proof of it, like going out, getting into clubs easier, meeting other women. So it's like I don't think guys really realize like the benefits of a platonic relationship with females.
Yeah,
They're
stop thinking with your dicks.
Always trying to hook up and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that as much as the next guy. It's still like.
I mean, I get it, but like, it's like you can whatever you have can grow into other things.
Right.
They're just.
Yeah, I guess it all comes down to for me like just being big on like explicit, blunt communication. Like, if you're objective with it, you're not leading anybody on and making them seem like something that it isn't. Yeah. No harm, no foul, for real. But then like I have the issue when like guys lead women on to thinking this could be something more, and then like knowing damn well like there's no chance. Like that's what like.
Well, that's why there's a huge like divide right now. I feel like because of that. Like, if people were more upfront about what they wanted and their expectations, I feel like the dating culture right now would be so much better. No,
I would absolutely agree with that. And I also kind of feel like it stems back to, like, our, like, this generation or, society today's perspective on the stages, like, the dating culture in general and also, like, the stages of dating culture. So, like, how would you, like, what are the stages to you?
For what?
Like...
For dating?
Yeah, like meeting somebody to like being in a relationship. Or do you want me to answer? I can answer.
Yeah, no, answer it first.
Right.
I'll answer.
So like, you know, we all come from like high school, college, whatever it may be, where like typically when we think the word dating is synonymous with being in a relationship with somebody.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not the case. Especially like
our parents maybe think that.
Yeah. Especially being an adult today, because like, you know, it makes sense that like back then there wasn't necessarily a need to date like when you're in high school or college, because you're around these people all the time.
Yeah.
So you know who they are, like what their values are, whatever. Like you can really get a great understanding of the person without even like being one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
Whereas being an adult, especially like being, you know, in a different city or, you know, whatever, the only way you can get to know somebody is through going on dates with them, like hanging out one-on-one. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be explicitly like exclusive with that person, because like you're still exactly you shouldn't, because you're feeling them out. You're getting to know if you want to be, you know, commit to this person and be exclusive to them. So that's why I feel like the stages are, you know, dating, you know, whatever, meet in person at a club or meet on the app, whatever, you go on a couple of dates. And then that transitions into the talking stage. So like you can date, you know, multiple people. It's literally exactly what it is. You're just dating, going on dates with people. You can do that with multiple girls, multiple guys, whatever. Now it gets serious when like it transitions from like, okay, we've been on a couple dates, I'm really vibing, I'm feeling you, I want to make this a little bit more exclusive. So like that's when it starts getting to talking, where it's like, okay, you guys went on multiple dates, you're feeling each other.
Okay, so you think dating and talking are two different things?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And then so like after like, you know, you went on a couple dates, you're really feeling this person, like you're saying like, okay, like I can really see myself committing to you, and that's where like the sticky situation comes in between, like, you know, are you exclusive during the talking stage, or are you still like, you know, playing the field? Personally, like I'd be exclusive during the talking stage because that's where I'm like trying to lock in, and then after the talking stage, you know, when you're like when you really get to know this person, like I can see a future with you, like I can see myself potentially marrying you or having kids. That's when you know pop the soft question of like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you, like whatever. Yeah. And that's like the stages, but then like I see that completely differently than like what most people see it as. Most people see like, okay, we're going on dates, like we've been on a couple of dates, we're damn near in a relationship at this point. And, really? And that's kind of like where a lot of
think that a lot of girls think that?
I think that a lot of girls think that. Maybe not like in this area in Miami, Florida, but just like in general, like right. Especially coming from, because that's where they come from. Like in college and high school, like if they're going on dates with somebody, at that point they're probably getting pretty serious with that person. If like motherfuckers are like taking them out one-on-one. Yeah. So they're trying to translate that to like the real world, the adult world, and it's just not the same, because you don't really get to know, in the adult world, you don't get to know somebody, like you're not really around somebody on a day-to-day basis to really get to know them unless they're like your coworker. Yeah. And you don't really, like people's coworkers.
Don't date your coworker.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're going to have to go on dates with somebody to really get to know them and see if that's someone you want to like commit to and be exclusive to. Yeah. For sure. No, I get that. I would agree with you. Would you know? I would, yeah. No, I think that's pretty accurate. I guess I never really thought like of it in those terms. But yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all. Yeah, and I feel like the friends with benefit, it's kind of like taking it all back to the to the start. The friends with benefits portion, kind of like when do you establish like, hey, we should just like. It's like if the dating, like, if you don't make it past the dating stage, like, look, nothing wrong with you. I just don't see, like. I think that's a good, like. Right. We can still, like, hook up and, like, you know. Hey, like, I fuck with you as a person, and, like, I would never see a future with us, but I would like to hook up with you. Yeah, like, we can still have fun. Exactly. Right, okay, so I get that. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. But like I said, I'm different. Like, I see it differently, but logically, that just makes sense to me. Yeah. No, it does. I agree with you. Okay, so really quickly, I wanted to talk about, did we talk about post-nut clarity? Oh, we did before. Okay. Okay, I wanted to talk about post-nut clarity. Yeah. What is your take on it? The idea of it, if you haven't heard of it, it's like when guys come and then they have like a clear mind of like, oh, I want to see this girl or not. Again. Or like placing her in a box of like, oh, I see her as a relationship type, I would like to pursue her, or I never want to see her again. I mean, all right, so a very loaded question. Yeah. So to answer your question just regarding post-nut clarity, I feel like it's more of a thing on an individual basis, like when a guy's like beating off the porn, and then after we ejaculate, we have that moment of clarity, like, damn, like, this is fucking disgusting. I'm literally watching two motherfuckers have sex, like, got this fucking mess all over my knuckles.
Like,
and
who am I?
Like, I gotta get to that, like, oh my god. So, like, that's when it really comes to, like, what the fuck am I doing? Whereas, like, with another, I really don't see it happening too much
with another person.
With another person because, like, there's just so many factors that involve. It's like, it's a lot easier to just, like, you know, open up in the internet and, like, go to a porn site and just beat off rather than really getting a girl to come over and just, like, you know, being
okay,
able to
so you've never had sex with someone, came, and then thought, I'm never going to see her again. Absolutely not.
No, never that. It's more so, like, okay, like, maybe the next time I need to
really?
maybe I need to know, like, I hit her up, but it's never, because, like, I feel like guys make up whether or not, you know, you're a girl that they want to pursue a relationship with.
So they know that before sex.
They know that way before sex. Like,
ooh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like, they're not going to be like, oh my god, like, I never want to see this girl ever again. What was I even thinking about her over? It's more so like, this sounds horrible.
No,
I
mean,
thanks
like,
for doing, like,
that's interesting.
This is what I needed. Because, like, for us, that nut is kind of like a physical representation of, like, our horniness.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as we release that, we're also releasing, like, the emotions attached to, like, being horny. So, like, you know, when girls make, you know, decisions when they're horny and shit, they probably don't, like, it's like the same thing for guys, but not to that extent. It's more so like, damn, I can't believe I just, like, did the most to, like, get Shorty to come over. Like, you know, right before this, I was ready to go around, start shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were about to go crazy, but, like, now that I know, like, shit, like, I'm cool now, like, I'm comfortable. That's kind of like what it is. It's not more so like, damn, I never want to see this girl ever again. Unless something that, like, along the lines of, like, you getting to that nut, show you that, like, some shit was whack or, like, you know.
Okay. Got it. I just think very different from a lot of women, I feel like, in the sense that, like, for me, after I sleep with the guy, I know right away if I want to see them again.
Really?
Yeah. Like, but I feel like that's most girls get attached. Whereas me, I'm like, I'm never talking to him again.
And see, like, that's the thing with girls. It's not, like, that's what I'm saying, like, with girls, too, it's also, like, a lot of emotions, like you said, the chemicals and shit. A lot of, like, shit is more so involved with sex than guys. Like, for us, it's really...
We get attached through sex. You guys get attached through experiences.
I would definitely agree with that. Like, like...
But girls don't know that.
Yeah, like, especially, like, spending time. Man, I can really give, like, the fucking gain on this podcast. I don't want to do that.
Wait, what?
I can really, like, convince motherfuckers on, like, how to, like, pull a nigga. Even if he's not even that interested in you, I know, like, foolproof ways.
Okay, let's hear it.
Nah.
Wait, what?
I can probably tell you off the record.
Okay, off the record.
But, like, because this is some powerful shit. Like, like, girls have pulled this shit on me, like, literally went from, like, like, I might take this girl seriously, like, damn, hold on, why doesn't she want me? Like, wait, I kind of, like, want it.
I feel like I know, but...
Yeah, with that sentence, you could probably infer what I'm getting at, but, like...
Okay. Got it.
Like, it's a lot more, like, of a mental thing for women, mental and emotional thing for women, whereas for guys, it's purely physical. Like, it's really just a release of, like... Yeah.
Okay, as we're wrapping this up, quick question. Final question. Let's see, I want to ask you something different than our original. If you were to give advice to someone who wants to get into a friends with benefits situation, what would that advice be?
Oh, easy. Literally, just wait, from the guy's perspective or the woman's perspective?
Women.
Very different.
Women.
Oh, for the women's perspective? Yeah. Okay, off rip, if it's some dude that you're trying to, like, pull or you see a future with or that you want, I wouldn't recommend getting into a friends with benefit relationship with. I wouldn't recommend getting into a FWB relationship with anyone that you're trying to pull. Like, if your goal is, like you said, like, oh, this can make us closer and, like, blah, 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 you're just setting yourself up for, like, failure.
Failure, for sure.
But, yeah, other than that, I would just say, like, literally explicit communication, like, at every stage of the, like, journey. So, like, in the beginning stage, like, letting motherfuckers know, at the first sign of attachment, like, no, this is what it is, like, this is what it is. And then, like, let's say down the line you do get attachment on either side, just communicating it. Like I said, explicit communication, like, letting you know, like, all right, look, I'm starting to feel you, like, obviously, like, what do you want to do? The ball's in your court. Yeah. And moving like that. I think, okay, wait, hold on, quick question. So, another one. Wait, I forgot. Wait, okay, so would you stop a friends with benefits situation if she started acting more relationship-y? Like, if she started, what does acting more relationship-y mean? Like, I don't know, like... posting me? Not posting, but, like, you know, like,
acting like as if she was your girlfriend, as far as like, oh, like wondering where you're at all the time, or bringing her emotions into it all the time.
Ooh, well, yeah, I'm big on like independence and space. So like even if it was a girl I was interested with, like that would definitely not jive well with me if they're like pressed about where I am. So like that times 100 if it's even a girl that I'm not even.
So would you stop it or would you continue it?
I mean, I would continue it where it sees fit. So like if like I'm big on communication, so like I would be like in that specific situation, I'd probably be like, well, why do you care? Like, what do you like? Or I'd be not even that. I would let her know exactly where I was, what I was doing, like with no like trying to like cater to like, oh, I probably shouldn't tell her this because I'm with other women, blah blah.
Okay,
I would
so
keep
that's
it also
what I mean,
friendship, like, oh yeah, if you're wondering where I am, I think I'm with Gabby doing a podcast right now. Or I'm doing whatever. So actually, with that being said, I don't know. I don't think I'd have an issue with that. Like that would be more so like a her problem, and I would like let her know that like
figure your shit out.
Yeah, like I'm still gonna do me. This is what we agreed to. Like if you don't want to do this, I'm with that too.
Okay.
But like yeah, like we're not that. Like you're not gonna be checking me. Like you can check me all you want, but I'm not gonna feel bad or like change what I'm doing.
Right. Okay. No, heard. Okay. Well, that is it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back next Tuesday, with or without a guest.